This episode is brought to you by Fandango. People say fans are too distracted these days, but the truth is, when a great movie hits the screen, you show up. You stay glued, invested, part of the story. And without fans like you, there'd be no cinema magic, no shared moments. So head to Fandango.com to get tickets, stream, or rent or buy top movies and series. Fandango loves fans.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right, we've done all the work for you. All you have to do is press play and listen. My name is Justin, and I am band curious. And that means I like to find new bands. And, you know, the word new is kind of loose here. But I do like to discover bands, and I like to gather my friends to talk about said bands. And in the process, we're going to come up with a top 10 starter kit for you to get into the band as well. And today, we will be party professionals. Yes, we are going to be talking about the Motels. And Gavin, you moved to the front of the line here. I feel like this was put up by somebody else, and you just kind of jumped on. But talk to me about the Motels.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. Again, I love being here. It's cool to be here. With Bryan too. We did REM and Duran Duran most recently, I think. And Anderson, I've heard all your episodes, and it's really cool to be on with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, Justin, I'm kind of a new wave apologist. You know what I mean? So I'm an 80s kid, and I really love lots of stuff from that era, but I love those early MTV bands that really kind of made a big impact. It kind of shaped my aesthetic, my style, what I thought was cool when I was young and trying to figure that out. And I really kind of take it as a personal challenge to like kind of defend bands from the 80s that have sort of obvious flaws. I would throw the Motels in there, and kind of really try to give them a serious look and say, wait a minute, this isn't just like some silly whatever new wave band or something. There's something here, if you look close, to be like respected and I don't know, and like valued. And so I wanted to do that with the Motels. So that's why I'm here.
Sometimes it'd be that simple. We were trying to fill out the panel, and because we're kind of in between some stuff, I tossed it to you, Bryan, and you said, "Here, let me go listen to a few." And you said, "Yeah, I'll do this." So talk to me about what makes you say yes to the Motels.
Well, so I after doing like the Duran Duran episode, like I really, because I used to kind of put like new wave off. Like I was never like a huge new wave fan. I kind of played during Duran Duran. Just growing up, like like in the moody '90s and stuff, it was, new wave was not cool, but like I really became like a Duran Duran fan from that, and like I was like, you know what, I'm missing so much. I need to get into this, like, and even like doing research on the band, looking them up, and even Gavin used the word, but like. I don't know if this is what I would think of when I think of new wave. Like this is like, it's like pop rock. It's like maybe that's what new wave is. And I've been like, I hear new wave, I think of like Flock of Seagulls or something like that. But like this was like kind of in my zone. Like I'm like one of like the '90s guys, but like I'm also big into like power pop and like stuff like that, and like. This kind of fits in that power pop. And I discovered when Duran Duran did have a tie to my childhood, because I grew up listening to it because my aunt, babysat me and played it constantly. But there was this like nostalgic feeling I got from Duran Duran. And when I listened to this, even though these songs a couple of them I never heard before, a lot of them I heard this saying the other day, and it, I don't remember where I heard it. I wish I remembered. But some of these songs made me nostalgic for a time that I never existed in.
Yeah.
Like it was like I just pictured some of these songs in like playing like in the Karate Kid. I know they weren't, but I just got that like nostalgic warm feeling from some of these songs that like maybe I did hear them in the background at some point when I was 6 or 7 years old. 6, 7. Sorry. But yeah, like I definitely I love like listening to every genre. Like I'll do rap, I'll do rock, I'll do power pop. Like this was a great chance for me to pop into something that I never listened to before.
So the other panelist on said panel that is kind of in between at the moment, we're working out the framing, and there's another person possibly coming in, so it's just up in the air. So we wanted to keep you busy. Anderson, same thing. I kind of tossed it in there and said, "Hey, do you guys want to do this?" And Bryan said immediately, "Yeah, I'm on board." And then Anderson, you went and checked it out. What made you say yes to the Motels?
Oh, I love the 80s. And any chance to do an episode is something I'm probably going to jump on as soon as I can. Um, but yeah, I did the same thing as Bryan. I stopped and listened to a couple of songs and I said, oh, this is them. Okay. And they fit into that. At first I thought that song was, if you would have asked me, I would have said it was the Pretenders or someone in that vein. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is the Motels. This is going to be fun. Yeah, listening to the whole thing, it was a lot of fun listening to these guys. I'm really happy I took the dive.
Mm. I don't think you're out of pocket to like compare them to the Pretenders. I definitely, I'm always hesitant to say like, it sounds like, but like for sure, number one, as I first hit play, like I'm like, okay, I know why Gavin's here. Like I get that. But like, it does give you that Blondie, that Pretenders, that, it's musically not always like gonna blow your mind, like it's not always gonna be like, oh man, this is like super interesting. Like it's mostly about her, right? Like it's I like the music a lot. It's her what that separates it, and that's kind of a lot of the answers that I got about this band is oh my god, she rules. And I keep saying she because I literally just got home, so I don't have my research up in front of me.
Martha Davis.
There we go. But like, yeah, like that seems to be like the thing about the Motels. And again, that means I was on base. Like I wasn't, another band. Again, I'm loath to make comparisons, but we did the Waitresses a couple years ago. Like it's definitely like there. Like it's in that space, and it's not like none of this is going to blow your mind, but it's all going to be in that space, in that groove, and enjoyable, which is ultimately like that's all that really matters. Did I enjoy this? So I think we only took 80s records, if I'm not mistaken, because somebody answered when I asked. Somebody answered like a 2018 song. I was like, I know we didn't cover that, but
yeah.
So when you're putting together 20 for this one, Gavin, is it like just straightforward, or is there like a little gamesmanship here?
No, this was straightforward, Justin. They had 5 records from 1979 to 1985, and then they did a record in 2020 that I didn't include, I haven't listened to. It might be great. I don't know. But I just covered that run of 5 records from Los Angeles. This is a Los Angeles band, we should say.
That makes sense. So Bryan, I mean, again, like we kind of turned this around relatively quickly. When you're putting together your 20 for this, is there something you're looking at?
Yeah, I kind of did it the same way like I did Duran Duran. I was like, okay, well, what's gonna bring, like a younger generation Xer into this? Like, what's gonna, the other people that are my age, 46 to 43 years old, like what's gonna make them listen to this and, you know, forget all their hatred towards the 80s. And then like there were a bunch that, like I said, just like made me feel warm and like made me feel like, oh, this is so like deliciously 80s. Like I said before, this is deliciously 80s. Like this, and it was tough. There was one album I gravitated towards more.
Mm.
They started out, it seemed like in the earlier albums more like a rock band, and then like towards the end, they, as the, mid 80s happened, they evolved towards that. But I liked it all. It was tough. It was tough making the final cuts. But yeah, just looking for the things that I thought would hit on different kinds of fans, because they did have a couple different genres of rock and pop kind of mixed in there.
Again, this was kind of quick turnaround, Anderson. Did that play to your advantage, or did that make this more difficult?
Getting to 25 was easy. Getting down from that was kind of awful. And what I was doing is, this guy's got a lot of flavors for having like a pure 80s sound. And that was one of the things I really enjoyed while I was listening to it, is a solo's coming, but you don't know what instrument they're going to use. And that was fun.
Yeah, I get that. I guess, I mean, at this point, I did my first pass months ago. I honestly don't remember how much got through in my first pass, but I know that I approached it more like Gavin. Like I tried to make this like as straightforward as possible, like not overthinking. And, sometimes that means you end up making hasty decisions. One thing that I've been trying to do a little bit more lately is balance, like see what the internet says. And if there's like a list somewhere, kind of balance, my last 25, 26 against what the internet says and see if I'm on the right track at least. So I did a little bit of that. I wouldn't say the last couple cuts were brutal, but that's because, like I said, I was trying to just not think about it. This deliciously 80s is apt, and I feel like it's a very agreeable band. So like, it's really, I don't think we're going to have too tough a time. But that said, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to hit a bunch of homers, right, Gavin? Based on everything that we've said so far, how many do you think we get through unanimously for the final say?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say that we can nail down. We got a 4-person panel. It's always tough. I think we can nail 5 of these down to the floor.
Yeah, I like that. What do you think, Bryan? 5's off the board.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking 5, but I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go right below. I was gonna say 6, but I felt like that was reaching, so I'm gonna say 4.
Okay, seems like probably 4 is probably a good call. What do you think, Anderson?
I don't think 6 is reaching at all. I'm taking that.
There you go. 4, 5, and 6 are off the board, and I'll go, instead of going up to, you know what? I'm just gonna take 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Again,
Wow.
if I get it, that means we're most of the way there anyway. So I think there might be a couple that I want. So with that, we're going to take a quick pause, and on the other side of it, we're going to play the game as to program check. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The four of us have come through most of the Motels discography and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to match together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you are like me and have never heard of the Motels before this. Oftentimes I'm loath to start with a hit, but I got this on almost every single response. So it's a good check-in spot. How about Only the Lonely?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Had to be, right?
Great song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yet again, not quite at the ready. There it is. Again, I got that answer for like almost every single answer, or almost every single person said it, and it was on every list. And then I think I showed you this, Gavin, when we were working on it. Maybe not. This record I found at the record store like shortly after we talked about doing this episode.
Yeah.
So I scooped it up, and then
Awesome.
so then I was like, oh yeah, Only the Lonely. Boom. All right. One day
I did the same thing.
yeah, right? I mean, if you can find some Motels records for, it seems like they go for relatively cheap, so might as well.
Yeah. I think that's their most consistent record too, from 1982, All for One. That's yeah.
All right, one down, and Gavin, where do you want to go?
I'm going to go all the way to the beginning to 1979. If you guys haven't seen the cover of that record, it's really great. Their first album, The Motels. I'm going to take an amazing song called Celia.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that.
All right.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm wrecking your list already. You bring these kids in here, and that's what happens.
Celia's crazy, dude. I'm gonna recite a couple lyrics here. Celia's like, yeah, she's like broke this dude's heart, and her friend is telling her like that she's really in trouble, and she says, I heard him talking. I heard him say he wasn't gonna kill you. He was just gonna fuck up your pretty face. If I was you, I'd take the next train out of town. I'm telling you, the man is mad. He's mad as hell, and he's got a gun. Girl, he's got a gun. Celia, see what you've done. You got to blame the victim. It's the 80s or the 70s. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, that's a crazy ass song, dude. It's so good.
It's so good. And you know what's funny is I didn't even make this connection. A lyric in the song is train, right? God, I'm making a leap here. Just bear with me. One of the answers I got was last train to Clarksville. And I was like, did you misread that? I didn't say the Monkees. So I asked him, did the Motels cover the Monkees? Guy goes, if they didn't, they should have. So, all right. Celia gets a 3. That's okay. I didn't expect that to be like a high on the list, but I loved that song. So, all right, Brian.
Wait, where do I start? All right, I'm just gonna start with ones that I liked. Well, I liked them all because they're on my list. But how about where do we go from here?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ooh.
All right, we'll take a 3 there again. Where do we go from here? Nothing Sacred. 1, 2, 3. Actually, just listened to that one in the car on the way back from picking my kid up. All right, Anderson.
Where do I want to start? That's always the fun question. Let's go to the second record, and whose problem am I?
Oh, I don't have that one.
I don't.
Yes, I had that.
Okay. I was gonna say because that one's
All right. There's
actually
from Gavin's problem. Yay.
that's actually one of the few answers that I got that I didn't have. So
Yeah. Is that a 2?
that was a 2. Not high on the list, but still alive after one round. So
Yeah.
all right. I got 2 answers for this one, so I'm propping it up way on my list, and this is kind of a pulse taker. I loved this song. I thought it was really clever. Take the L.
Oh yeah.
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 Hey,
All right.
Yeah, that's a great song.
take the L out of lover. It's over.
It's over. Right. But take the L like take the L train or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Duke Ellington.
Yeah. That was a early both your picks, Justin, were early videos on MTV singles, you know?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just was again listening to this one earlier today and just feeling really good about that pick, but apparently I just was able to sniff out the singles. Okay.
Well, sometimes the cream rises to the top.
Yeah, sometimes. All right, boom. Take the L is in. And Gavin.
So okay, I'm gonna try to I can never like explain this right, but I'm gonna give it another shot. So British new wave bands and American new wave bands are totally different. And it speaks to what you were talking about, Brian, about like listening to this band and kind of saying like, oh, this is kind of like a pop rock band that, you know, that has like the power pop tendencies and like and you know, and then you name check the Pretenders who leaned farther into like rock than other new wave bands. And when I talk about new wave, I cast a wide net because it kind of I try to capture everybody in that blanket that just like was outside of the mainstream. And the difference I think in the two countries was that like new wave in England was I'm gonna keep this short. It was a logical progression from weird kids that were into Bowie, fucking Roxy Music, you know, T-Rex, and they went through punk, or their older siblings went through punk, and they were real bands that kind of like came up, I would say, organically into a new strange kind of music. A lot of the kids were ordering parts and building synthesizers, and that's where you get the Flock of Seagulls and stuff like that. Duran Duran's definitely in that camp. In America, it was seen as like a style or a fashion that was happening, and really proficient musicians that had been in other scenes, sometimes going way back. They were older than the kids in England, put together a band and like called it like used it's kind of like flavor of the month, and we're like, we're going to be a new wave band now. Whereas like, let's say if country had been really popular, they would have been in a country band. Where in England, they could only have been in a weird band, you know? So like this band had guys that had been in glam bands in the early 70s. The Motels had guys in it that had been in Southern rock bands. One of the guys was in a band from Atlanta called Road Turkey. You know what I mean? So it's like, but then it's like, hey, let's put on this beret and chop the sleeves off our sweatshirt and get some Ray-Bans. You know what I mean? And it's like, we're in a new wave band now. So I think quality American new wave is rare. That's why a band like REM is so fantastic, because they were a homegrown original, you know? But so, you know, it's hard to imagine now, but in LA at the time, the Motels would have been getting a lot of shit on the street for how they dressed. They would have been getting shit from the rock establishment in the clubs. They would have been seen as a threat. They would have been called homophobic slurs. They would have been labeled as punk rock. It would have been called a punk band, which is all hilarious in retrospect, you know, but it was a very real thing then. And I think that the themes that make them new wave to me is there's a feel of like nocturnal Los Angeles in their music, right? there's like a romantic fatalism that you could pull back to like Phil Spector and like the girl groups, and there's like an urban isolationism in their music. And they were and they were early to the video game because they were in LA where the cameras were. They were like buying bread at the bread store. It was like there was producers and it was easy. Like people wanted to film anything in LA. So the LA bands got videos made and were on MTV really early. Yeah, that's my little Motels rant. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm staying on the first record, 1979. I took the closer off that record. I took a song called Counting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have it.
No, that was one of the 5 I cut.
Yeah.
So I sent, so I didn't want to say anything in the chat. I sent this to John, and I was like, I said, when you listen to the Counting, like tell me you don't hear Wish List by Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
So if you that do, and even in the chorus part, it's a very like restrained build.
Yeah.
And it's like which I love it. It's like a tension that goes nowhere. But like I love that. Like I love that tension that builds and goes literally nowhere. It just because it just goes up and up and up and it never gives you that release. Actually that's like why that's like one of the first songs that I moved up in my list. Like when I make my when I make my list, I never talk about this. There's the closing time line. Why closing time? I have no idea. So when you guys send me the list, I copy it into my own playlist immediately. Then I add the song Closing Time by Semisonic. Okay? And I move it to the top of my list. So I listen through, I give everything a listen. Things that are like an instant for me, like yes, I need this. I move in my list above Closing Time. So when I listen to my list and I hear Closing Time, I know I've hit the end of my picked songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why it's Closing Time. It's to the point that now when I make a playlist on Spotify, it always suggests Closing Time.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I totally get that because when Closing Time comes on, I also want to turn off the radio.
Hey-o. Hey-o.
Nice.
We'll take the 3 there. Anderson.
Yeah, and I mean that's a 3 that's going to be really easy to push me over. Where do I want to go now? Let's
wait,
hold on. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Bryan, it's your turn.
Okay, I went on a rant there, and okay. Anyway, all right, I'm going to the last album, the one that was so super 80s, and I loved it. This is the song that I was listening to on the way to pick up my kid from college, and I played it like 3 times in a row. This is the song that gave me the most warmth and made me picture a scene in Karate Kid that never happened. Hungry.
Oh, no.
no.
Oh.
I wish I had that.
It was so good. Yeah. I when I heard the chorus, like I'm hungry, for some reason I pictured that scene where they're at like the putt or like the arcade place when they're when Daniel's talking to, I can't remember the girl's name, when they're talking outside and like making up if they got in a fight. For some reason that song played in my mind with that scene, even though it never happened.
All right. Now it's actually your turn.
There we go.
Anderson.
All right. I'm going to follow Gavin's lead and just jump aside for a minute. Did anyone else pick up that Martha Davis is one of the 3 most important people in the world?
No.
Oh, yeah, with Clarence Clemens and Fee Waybell. Fee Waybell is the lead singer of the Tubes. You might remember them from Don't Fall in Love. She's a Beauty, One in a Million Girls. And Clarence Clemens is the sax player on the E Street Band, but
Yeah, E Street.
in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, they were the three most important people in the world.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is awesome.
That was my little tidbit. And let's go back to All for One. This one gave me just such a really cool, like, blues bar riff. Changed my mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, no. I'll be the odd man out
Okay.
there.
Yeah. This is the album that I gravitated to the most. This album was spectacular.
Yeah, that makes sense, though. All right. We're doing okay here. That 2 is hanging around at this point. Well, I think it's time for me to go all the way back to the beginning. How about anticipating?
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right, I'll take a 2 there. Boom. I like when the band does the thing right from the jump. I always love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, anticipating grabs a 2, and Gavin.
I should also say I read like a thing about how Morrissey, I'm a big Smiths fan. Morrissey, when he was a teenager, he went to LA on like to stay with like a relative in the right around like 79 or 80 and was obsessed with the Motels. Like saw them a bunch of times and was like a kind of a groupie, like hanging around trying to see them, which was this interesting fact for all my Smiths fans out there. I took Crybaby off Careful, the second record.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't either.
All right, I'll take a 2. That was a great one. I love Crybaby.
Yeah.
Oops.
That was the one I was considering doing next, actually.
Baby.
All right, Crybaby grabs a 2, and Brian.
I don't know if we've hit Careful yet, but I'm gonna hit Careful. How about Envy?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
All right, we're all going to be dancing around each other, it appears.
Yeah.
All right. Anderson.
All right.
Yeah, my 6 is starting to look bad. Let's see if we can hit a dinger here. Suddenly Last Summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that. That was a good song.
Hell yeah.
Was that a single?
Yeah, I thought that was their big hit.
Yeah, that was
And then I heard A Little Lonely, and I'm like, okay, they're a 2-hit wonder. Perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
One of those songs that stand out. It just, yeah, it felt like a single.
All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let me mark that down. Suddenly Last Summer. Boom, boom, and boom. All right. Where do I want to go next? Oh, just like that, we're out of NTP too. These 2s are still alive.
Mm.
Let's see. I'll go to Little Robbers as well. How about Remember the Nights?
Yes. Love that song.
No.
No.
All right. 2 gets to hang around for a little bit. All right. Gavin?
Okay. Hot take. I'm gonna get controversial.
Uh-oh.
You guys got to bear with me here. So I took He Hit Me and It Felt Like a Kiss.
I got it.
No.
No, that was like instantly gone for me.
Yeah. No, I didn't take it just because the title doesn't play well in 2026.
So let me challenge you guys on that. So obviously Martha is not advocating for domestic violence, right?
Right.
I think it's a pretty clever challenging, interesting, courageous song for her to write. I think she's speaking about that part of all of us that, a part of love and attraction um, can be dangerous, can be somebody that's maybe not good for us or whatever. But what's really interesting about it for me is I think she's much like on Celia, I think she's playing with that old girl group thing. Like the songs like, my boyfriend mistreats me, but they don't understand what he's really like. Like leader of the pack. They all thought he was bad, but I knew he was sad, right? And what that generation of bands did, whether they were punk or new wave or whatever, they took old forms of music and like supercharged them. Like the Sex Pistols did that, or the Jam did that with R&B, right? Um, and so it kind of feels like she's taking that Phil Spector thing and like supercharging it into like punk extremism, like the theme of it. I'm going to take this theme and I'm going to turn it up to 11, right? In a cartoonish way. And I mean, the lyrical turn at the end is like shocking. It's hard to like shock you in a song still in this day and age. And like that song still is fucking, you go, whoa, like that song is fucking heavy. And like, I kind of just take my hat off to her. I think it's a real feat that she pulled off there. That's a difficult tightrope to walk.
For sure. I'm glad you explained it because
Yeah,
I was going to just say I liked it. but
that worked.
it was good.
but I mean, it is more than that. I think somewhere in my brain, like I clocked I think you nailed it. Like the tightrope she was walking. I think I clocked that, and I was like, man, like it's not easy to kind of throw this out there and make it feel acceptable, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like to not make it feel like it's this gross thing that she's, glorifying. And because it never felt like she's just glorifying domestic violence. It never felt like that. So, yeah. I also understand the idea of just the name being a put off, because I'm not going to lie. Initially, that was my issue too, is it almost didn't make my last cut. And then I listened to it again. I was like, no, I want this song on my list. So,
Nice.
Yeah. All right, grabs it too. Bryan.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about that. Like, 1993, Justin, we went to go buy the new record by Nirvana, and one song was blocked out because of the title.
Yep.
It said "Waif Me," but that's not what the song was about. It was, it was about rapists being raped in jail because they deserved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go. I'm going back to the last album again. Let's go to just another song that instantly went to the top of my list. How about Cries and Whispers?
Oh man, no.
No.
Damn, I'm striking out. I'm shocked here. All right, I'm not playing shock anymore.
All right, Anderson.
And I do have some from Shock, just not those ones. I'm going to see if I can join Bryan in the bin with this one.
Yes.
She takes a couple of genres and kind of mashes them together. Gavin, I think you just talked about Leader of the Pack. And she mixes it with surf music, and you get Tragic Surf.
Right.
And it was like gloriously cheesy.
Yeah. I don't have it. That's a cool pick.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I thought you were going to say a different song that I would probably bring up.
I'll say this. That is an answer I got. So you weren't wrong. It's just we didn't have it to save you. So
very LA song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not expecting to be saved there.
All right. I'm gonna dive into Shock since Bryan keeps striking out. I'm gonna go with the title track. How about Shock?
No,
I don't have that one.
Late cut.
Okay, I'll take the binner there. Gavin?
Well, we might cover the whole Shock record here before we're done. I'm going to take State of the Heart.
No.
That was my other late cut from that album.
Oh my God.
Finn.
All right.
Oh well.
Brian?
All right, I'm changing records. When Anderson was talking about having different genres and everything, there's this one brought me to like Jessica Rabbit singing in a freaking nightclub. Total Control.
Yeah, I got
Absolutely.
Yes.
it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that song is amazing. It is such a beautiful song.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, this is not new wave. This is blues, but it was excellent.
Yeah. And again, like really expressing this thing about relationships that you don't want to admit out loud, It's like, and we've all felt like that. It's like really cool. That's such a powerful song.
Yeah. I said that I gravitated towards this record, and now we have 3 through from this record.
Yeah.
So
Boom,
we're at 4.
Yeah, we're at 4 right now with a couple rounds left, I think. Hey, quick question. On my paper I have marked Envy down as 2, but on my Okay, so who was it? You had Envy?
It was me.
Okay.
Me and somebody else.
Me. I was the other one.
Okay.
On my paper it's marked as 2, but I didn't mark it on my Google. All right, so let's see. Total Control was Brian. So Anderson.
All right. You know what? I don't care. I'm still going to try and get something through from Shock.
Mm-hmm.
How about Icy Red?
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
Icy Red?
Icy Red?
No.
Wait.
Yeah, we hate that album.
I mean, we all have it, but just not.
Yeah.
Of us.
We all love the record, just different songs, apparently.
Yeah. I'm starting to wear down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a couple more rounds in us, I think. How about
9?
How about Danger?
No.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, Bend. Okay. All right. Danger grabs a 1. And Gavin.
I took Days Are Okay off the second record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot make it official, but we'll take a 3.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. Brian?
Oh, well, yeah, we'll take a win when we get one. I'll stick on that one. How about Slow Town?
No.
No, I don't have it.
Okay. Anderson.
Okay, this one. I feel like every time an episode of Cops play, they owe the Motels a nickel. Footsteps.
No.
Cannot save you there, friend. All right, let me shuffle this about. We got a couple more rounds here, I think. How about Mission of Mercy?
Yeah.
No.
No.
All right, we'll take a 2 there. At least it didn't get binned. All right. Gavin?
I took Night by Night off Shock, a closer.
No.
We're gonna get no.
We're gonna get.
We have to, right?
Yeah. I only have one left from Shock, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got 2. But yeah, we are 0 for 6.
Yeah, I've got 2 as well. All right, Brian?
I still have 2 songs left from All for One, which I'm afraid to play because I feel like our list is going to be heavy. Yeah. So, like, I almost don't want another one of those to go through, but I do because it was a good record. All right, I'm gonna go with Little Robbers, the title track.
No, that was a weird song.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like what is it, like kind of a reggae song or something? It has a weird, or calypso or something. I don't know.
Like, is it? Yeah, there were a couple of songs like that where I'm like, this is definitely like mixing it up. This is not, like I said, this is not. She blinded me with science, like,
Right.
which is what I think of when I think of new wave. I think of like corny stuff like that. This like reset my entire viewing of new wave music.
Cool. Yeah. Big tent, man. There's room for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Anderson.
I think I'll stay on Little Robbers. I'll go with one of her storytelling ones. How about Into the Heartland?
No.
No.
All right. I think this is our last round.
Okay.
Listening to how these last couple.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah. All right. I'm not thinking any of these really have a shot, but how about Bonjour, baby?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. You know what? I'll take that. It didn't get banned. That's good for me.
Hey man, the 80s were about having fun.
Yeah.
What's more fun than a song called Bonjour, baby?
Right.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay. All right. Boom and boom. Gavin?
I took People, Places, and Things off the second record.
No.
No, that was close though.
I got it.
Hey.
Nice.
Boom and bloody boom. All right, Brian?
I'm gonna take my last song off of Shock because I just want to see if we get this here. Shame.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow.
Well, I mean, there you go. So
Dance
Now
and
for
have
some
it too?
redemption.
Is that a 4 or 3?
that's all 4 of us.
That's a
yeah.
4.
That's a 4. Oh my lord!
We went
Nailed it.
from all of them bins.
Look we finally hit on one. Oh, and now the torch passes to Gavin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let me get this into place and mark that as a unanimi. All right. Anderson?
I'm gonna go back to All for One for my last song off of there. So LA.
Yep.
Yeah, I have it.
I do not.
Ooh, I'll take a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
But I think we're starting to kill them too. Well, maybe not. We'll see here. All right, let me shift this up and I'll dump out. Let's see, I already did that one. Off of Careful. How about Party Professionals?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No.
I don't care. I got a 2.
Okay.
That's if Party Professionals didn't get binned, that makes me happy. Let's see. How about Trust Me off of Little Robbers?
No.
No.
Yes.
Hey. All right. And then last but not least, off of Shock, New York Times.
No.
And yes.
Hey.
Oh.
All right. Boom. I think that's the best dump out I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
I'm happy to help.
All right. Let me shuffle that around yet again. That means Gavin's 5 is going to win out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it is impossible to get any more. All right. Let's see if we can make this a little bit more difficult. Gavin, what do you got left?
I took Careful off the second record.
Nope.
Oh.
And I took Tables Turned.
No.
No, that was probably 26 for me.
That was literally 21 for me, just for the record. All right. Is that it?
Yes.
All right. So Gavin is out. Brian?
All right. I have a couple. Isle of You.
Nope.
All right. Monday shutdown.
Also, no.
Okay. Art fails.
One of my last cuts.
Okay, I think that's it. Let me double check because my handwriting is messy. Yeah, that's it.
All right. And then just for fun, Anderson.
Just got one left, a song that the title is wrong because it's really neither one. Porn reggae.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Man.
It's like, I listened to that and I'm like, oh, Bob Marley's glad he's dead.
We covered almost all of All for One, almost all of Shock. We covered all of Little Robbers and all of Careful between us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got through automatically. Only the Lonely, Take the L, Suddenly Last Summer, Total Control, Shame. And again, that is going to put us at 5. So Gavin will have our final say here. All right, let me see what we got for threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 threes.
Yep.
So I think those 2s are done. I mean, unless Gavin decides to take a 2. So we've got Celia. Where do we go from here? Counting. Change My Mind. Days Are Okay. And So LA. So I'll ask you first, Gavin. Is there one of those that's jumping out at you that's like, man, that should have gone through?
Yeah, I think we got to take Celia off the first record.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, I was going to say, any hesitation, Brian? No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so same question to you, Brian. Is there one that you're kind of looking at like, man, let's go ahead and grab that?
I am, but there's already so much on All for One. So it's tough. Well, probably the one song that I grabbed that I put at the top of my list first, Counting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's
I'm
three from
great
that
with that.
record, right? No, two. Yeah, 2 from that record.
Okay. Boom.
That gives us 3 from that record.
Yep.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yep. Total Control, Celia, and Counting.
Oh, okay. I had Total Control right in the wrong spot. Gotcha.
We just don't have anything off Careful yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, let's see. What does that put us at? 7. So let's ask Anderson. Is there one jumping out at you?
Well, there's 2 jumping out at me, and Gavin picked one and Brian picked the other. Oh, great job, guys. Way to make it totally easy for me. Let's pull one off of Careful. How about Days Are Okay?
All right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I was the odd man there. So boom. That brings us up to 8. And that has us, we've covered everything, right? Little Robbers has 1, Careful has 1, Motels has 3, All for One has 2.
The only other song I was thinking of is Where Do We Go From Here?
Okay.
I think of the other 3s, it's the strongest over So LA and Change My Mind.
It also would, equal out representation a little. It would give us a second from Little Robbers.
Yeah.
If we think that's important.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
All right. Are you good with that going in as song number 9, Gavin?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Boom. That's our song 9. And there are 2 3s left. And of course, you do not have to pick either 3s. You can pick any of these Motel songs that you like, Gavin.
Yeah. There are songs that got a 2 that I like better than the 3s that are left. I'm looking at Crybaby off the second record. I think that's a really strong song. Of course, I'm looking at He Hit Me and It Felt Like a Kiss. I don't know if I can do that to you guys.
You can. Look, yes, you can. It is your pick.
I do that.
You could pull something out of your bin.
Yeah.
Can I do that to the women of the world and my partner? I still have to come home tonight, so we'll see. Let me see. Like Mission of Mercy is a big song for them. I liked People, Places, and Things. Oh, you know what? I know what I want to pick. Okay, so I really love Remember the Nights. I have that 7-inch. It was a single. It was a video. I think it's a really beautiful song by them. It's kind of a classic, it goes back to an earlier era of music. But I'm gonna take Remember the Nights. That's a
Boom.
no-brainer.
Boom. All right, let's shift that, and then I'll run this down. Boom. Boom. All right. So we've got Only the Lonely, Take the L, Suddenly Last Summer, Total Control, Shame, Celia, Counting, Days Are Okay, Where Do We Go From Here, and Remember the Nights. If I read those 10 songs down to you, Gavin, is there one that's jumping out at you as the one?
Yeah, I think you have to take Suddenly Last Summer. I mean, that's their greatest pop song, probably their most catchy song. That's what I'd probably take to put up at end of the year. Now they have maybe more interesting songs, um, but that's kind of like the superstar of the bunch, I think.
What do you think, Bryan?
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think he said it perfectly. There are more interesting songs, like some of the other 4s and 3s. I usually try to pick one of the a unanimous for the number one. And out of the other number 4s, I do think it's like the most. It's like the most. Yeah, not the most interesting, but definitely the one that has the most pop quality. That's gonna grab somebody.
There you go. What do you think, Anderson?
Okay, this might be a hot take, but looking at what we put through, Gavin and Bryan are right.
Okay.
No, you know what?
Us being right is a hot take.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like I braced myself for hot take.
Right.
I was like, "Uh-oh, what's going on?" Okay. Now, look, look, looking ahead, and it checks all the boxes. So let's not beat around the bush. Let's grab Suddenly Last Summer as our number one. I'll get it queued up underneath us. I'll run this down one last go, and we'll get on out of here. Suddenly Last Summer is our number one. Only the Lonely, Take the L, Total Control, Shame, Celia, Counting, Days Are Okay, Where Do We Go From Here, and Remember the Nights rounds out to 10. With that, let's let Suddenly Last Summer get a moment in the sun. For a short time, a place for a moment. Yeah. I mean, not to keep harping on there's more interesting songs idea, but I think interesting is what will keep people, but I don't think interesting is what's going to get people. I think you got to get them first, and I think that song does it the best. So, boom.
Agreed.
You want something like accessible,
right?
First.
And then you get surprised by how interesting they actually are. So. Hey, we did it. We turned you on to the Motels. Boom. You're very, very welcome for that. Man, maybe you disagree with our list. I hope not. I feel like we were pretty right on point. But you can jump in on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. Leave us a comment. That would be greatly appreciated. Say, hey, these are the 10 I would have gone with. But if you're going to do that, 5 stars would be greatly appreciated so we could be seen in said algorithm. Other than that, sharing is caring. Please consider that. Patreon.com/oh hi Justin's a great way to go if you really enjoyed this show and would like to help support it. $1 a month gets you in the door. It gets you the after the fact conversation we're about to have. It gets you the deprogrammed episodes before the rest of the world and various things happening from time to time over on the Patreon. Patreon.com/oh hi Justin. Please consider that. If that ain't your jam, hop into the Discord. That's where all the conversations are happening. We are growing a tree. We are music leaguing. We are panelisting. If you want to be a panelist, jump into the deprogrammed chat, and you can find the Finding Panelists. Say what band you want to talk about. We will get it squared away. We'll get you on the show. Really is that simple. If also I'm doing the daily episodes of the show now, like the little mini-sodes. If you have a question for the show, you can put it there. That would be greatly appreciated. Sharing, of course, is caring, as I mentioned. We are a podcast, so subscribing, rating, commenting, all that. But honestly, the absolute best way you can help this show is by telling somebody that you listen to it. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, and you should too. And with that, the Motels. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Bye.